Greetings, viewers of military television. Today we're going to show you the Polish 155mm self-propelled artillery system, KRAB. We're standing inside this impressive hangar of the 26th Separate Artillery Brigade. Let's take a look at what this machine really is, how it destroys the enemy, and what it can actually do in combat. Gun commander of this Polish SPG, what can you tell us?
I've got something to compare it with. I previously worked on the PZH 2000. The tasks assigned to the KRAB, it performs them flawlessly. Compared to the PZH 2000, the main characteristic that matters most to me is accuracy. That's my personal opinion. It feels more precise, more surgical, like a sniper rifle among artillery systems. It hits the target very cleanly, very consistently.
Since we're already comparing it to the PZH 2000, the KRAB is a mix-and-match design. It has a British AS-90 turret, a Polish-made barrel, a South Korean K9 Thunder chassis, and even a German engine from the PZH 2000. Basically a real hybrid. The Poles took the best components available on the market at the time and molded them into their own KRAB. And again, compared to the PZH 2000, I haven't personally been inside one yet, but I know it's heavily automated. Here, I can see there's much less automation.
Yes, the PZH 2000 is extremely automated, with a lot of electronic modules. In the reality of how we conduct fire missions, it simply couldn't physically handle it. The system's overheated. There were moments when even soldering on circuit boards started to flow. That made things harder. But on the other hand, it could operate in fully automatic mode, semi-automatic mode, and even manual mode. In manual mode, the rate of fire drops a bit, of course. But no matter what, it still completed the mission, every time.
The PZH 2000 can perform what's called a firestorm, quickly firing 5 rounds in rapid succession. Can this one do the same?
The KRAB 3 can do it without any problem.
3 rounds with different trajectories?
Yes, exactly. 3 shells arrive on the same target at the exact same moment.
What's the maximum number of rounds you fired in a single day?
Personally, with the PZH 2000, my crew and I fired 240 shells in one day. With the KRAB personally, with my crew, 140 shells in a day.
But you said the electronic blocks were overheating, and still it could push 240?
According to the technical specs, yes, it was possible. But the reality of the war was different. There was a massive assault going on, and we had to keep firing.
And can the KRAB do 240 in a day?
I don't know. Personally, I haven't tested it.
But can the crew physically load and fire 240?
If we manage to do it on the PZH 2000, we'll do it here too. The main thing is whether the machine itself can withstand it. The crew will handle it.
Comparing it again, since the turret is from the AS-90, the AS-90 has a shorter barrel. Here the barrel is longer. But like the AS-90 turret, there's also a second engine, basically a generator, a small auxiliary engine that allows.
The Poles joked a bit, bragged about it, calling it a Lamborghini engine. Yes, the PZH 2000 also had a generator built directly into the vehicle, but we barely used it. With the KRAB, we use it constantly, every single day. When the main engine is shut down, the generator recharges the batteries because the fire control systems draw a lot of power. You can recharge calmly with much lower fuel consumption. All the lighting, everything in the gun, it can run either off the generator or off the main engine, just not both at the same time. They have to work one after the other.
How many batteries total are there?
In the turret, there are 4 main batteries and 2 auxiliary ones. For the driver, is it 6 or 8? 6, right? 8. 8.
So that makes 12 batteries in total.
The driver's batteries are dedicated to the chassis and his systems. The ones in the turret are for the main systems, the artillery side of the gun.
And let's talk about ammunition while we're here in the turret.
Support the channel with a like and subscribe.
First thing I notice, there's a lot of space. I know that 5 crew members can sleep right here on the floor. There's even a mat. But the main thing I see is some kind of semi-automatic loading system. How much ammo does it actually carry?
The SPG's onboard ammo load is 40 complete rounds. There's semi-automatic loading, what we call a magazine. First, the shells are loaded into that magazine, and during firing, they're rammed into the barrel from there. There's also manual loading. For that, rounds are placed on the side rack and fed by hand. This mechanism is rotated by a handle released, placed onto the tray, and from the tray it's sent into the chamber.
So the crew doesn't have to carry a shell 10 meters. They just grab it from here?
The main thing is to load it into the system first.
And from below? That's also possible.
Yes, they're fed directly. The key point is that once the gun is laid on target and the barrel is elevated, this element isn't in the way. It stays down below. It's convenient. The commander can also perform the gunner's function. For example, from this position, everything is reachable and you can calmly lay the gun. When automatic laying is used, you just input the azimuth into the sight and press one button. It lays itself automatically. Hold it until it zeroes out, and that's it.
So in principle, the gun commander mainly needs the driver, and that he's fully capable.
And someone to load. If the driver knows how, then the driver alone can be enough. Technically, in an emergency, it can work like that. Of course, not for long.
We talked about firing 140 rounds in a day. How is it with fume extraction? Does smoke get inside?
We turn it on. We have forced ventilation. There's a unit in the rear. Basically an air conditioner or powerful fan. The ventilation system pushes air in here under proper pressure. Each crew member has their own individual air intake port. This compensates for the gases after firing. The propellant gases and smoke left in the barrel are pushed outside through the barrel. They very rarely get inside. Sometimes a little, but nothing critical.
As I understand it, since the turret comes from the British AS-90, and the AS-90 had its own so-called multi-cooker, you kept that feature too.
The kettle? Yeah, it's there. It's located near the heating system. There are two heating systems here because we used to live right inside the vehicle.
So you were making tea right inside?
We made tea. There was boiling water all the time. You could even cook something if needed.
And like on the British Challenger, is there a toilet in here too?
No, no toilet, just field conditions.
So they kept the multi-cooker, but didn't give you a toilet?
Well, at least there's something. That's already good.
During firing, I was standing here during a shot. I expected it to be like everyone covering their ears, mouths open, screaming, "Ah, Mom!" But in reality, it's actually very quiet inside.
Very quiet, yes. There are crew helmets with built-in active hearing protection, but we practically don't use them. There's just no need. The sound of the engine itself masks the shot, depending on which propellant charge you're using. On a full charge, it's a bit louder, but nothing critical.
On a full charge, with your ammo, how many types are there? 5 or so?
I've written down more than 30 different ammunition designations.
All right then. What's the optimal distance on a full charge? How far can the Krab accurately hit?
Hit? That depends on many factors. It depends on target observation, on weather conditions, on the quality of the propellant charges, because they come from different countries, with different quality and different weights. This is all about experience. The more experience you have, the better. Every batch, same charge, same type, same country, but a different production batch can still shift muzzle velocity slightly. All of that comes with experience. When these factors are more or less known, and you've already worked with them, the probability of hitting at long range increases significantly. Personally, when we were working with full situational awareness, I could see the target directly on the commander's computer. 31 kilometers. That's about 19.3 miles. That's the maximum distance I personally fired at. where I could visually confirm the target data. Right now, we work from a command post, so we don't have that level of direct information anymore. But for those who are curious, that's how it was.
So, to put it simply, you didn't fire at 40 kilometers?
With rocket-assisted projectiles, yes, we did. With Excalibur rounds especially. Personally, our guns fired more than 21 to 22 Excaliburs in a single day.
At what range?
There were two variants, but we worked out to around 38 to 40 kilometers, depending on where the target was. Those were known target coordinates. The Excalibur is programmed in its own way, and we knew exactly where it was going.
And they say that when the programmer is turned on, a lot of people don't like it.
Yes, a lot of people really don't like it. It lights up very noticeably, let's put it that way.
So bottom line, compared to the PZH 2000, how does this machine stack up?
Well, I work on this machine much more now than I ever did on the PZH 2000. What makes it good, and I'll repeat myself, in my opinion compared to the PZH 2000, you can quickly blanket an area, close off a grid square very tightly and very fast. Shells are still in the air and you're already moving. With the KRAB, it's just slightly slower, but it's more accurate. It follows spotting adjustments very precisely, listens to corrections well, and you can accomplish the same mission with less ammunition expenditure. It's a very good system, and extremely easy to train personnel on. Personally, I've already trained 2 gun commanders on it. They've gone on to train gunners and other crew positions. It's so simple that a person climbs in and immediately starts working. I literally show them what to do while we're already firing. Theoretically, you say 2 words, and the guys already know how to operate it.
You can't do that with the PZH 2000?
No, it's very complicated. Everything is heavily computerized. Computers for every process, for every loader. You have to input the shell type, the charge. And first of all, the language isn't ours. The KRAB is different. You get in, you immediately like it, and you work. Everything responds. And if something doesn't respond or automation doesn't work, you just switch it aside, do the mission manually, then fix it and keep firing. It's very fast to repair in the field.
That's solid. Respect. Thanks for the work.